I remember the exact moment I thought, oh crap, this could ruin everything. It was day 3 of my ski trip in Austria, my first time in the Alps, first real vacation in over 2 years, and I was flying down this beautiful powdery slope, full of that buzz you get when everything just feels right. And then my knee gave out. Like a weird twist, then pop, then pain, sharp and immediate. I tumbled, slid down awkwardly, snow in my mouth, one ski 20 feet away, and I just lay there for a second thinking, this is bad. Now, here's the thing, I'm not a pro skier or anything, but I'd been planning this trip forever. Saved up, booked the cheapest flights I could find, crammed all my gear into one carry-on to dodge fees. I even stayed in a hostel with 6 strangers and snoring that could shake a wall. Because this trip? It meant everything to me. I needed the escape, the thrill, the reminder that life was more than work and screens and bills. So when I sat there, in the snow, clutching my leg, all I could think was, I can't afford this. I mean literally. An ambulance snowmobile came, and even that moment was surreal. This guy pulling up with a stretcher like something out of a movie. And as they're strapping me in, I'm running the numbers in my head. Emergency care in a foreign country? X-rays? Maybe surgery? I'd heard horror stories of people paying $10,000 just for a hospital visit abroad. And all I could see was my savings account draining with every breath. Then, I remembered. I had travel insurance. Honestly, I almost forgot I even got it. It was a last-minute thing I did 2 days before the flight. A friend had sent me a link to auras.insure, just kind of casually said, hey, if you're gonna hurl yourself down a mountain, maybe don't go bankrupt doing it. It was fast, super cheap, and didn't feel scammy or confusing like a lot of other insurance stuff does. I remember thinking it was like the most adult decision I'd made in months. So as I'm wheeled into this Austrian clinic, in pain, cold, stressed out, I had this tiny flicker of relief. Like, okay, I'm covered. I'm not gonna lose everything. The doctor was kind, the staff professional. They did an MRI, partial ligament tear, nothing surgical, thank God, but I needed crutches, meds, and a few days off the slopes. Still, the bill? Easily would have been over $3,000 out of pocket if I didn't have insurance. And what hit me hardest was this. Without that little travel insurance hack, my trip wouldn't just have been ruined, I'd have been paying for that one moment for years. That's the part nobody talks about. We all plan trips for the fun, the photos, the freedom, but we don't plan for what happens if something goes wrong. And it's not just ski trips. Lost bags, delayed flights, getting sick on day 2 in a new country, I've seen it all happen to friends who didn't have a safety net. The truth is, travel is unpredictable. That's kind of what makes it exciting. But it's also what makes it risky, especially if you're like me and traveling on a tight budget. So here's my tip. Don't skip travel insurance just because it feels optional. It's not about being paranoid. It's about giving yourself the peace of mind to actually enjoy the trip you worked so hard to take. And personally, I use auras.insure now every time I book something. It's simple, affordable, and actually feels like it's made for people like me, travelers who love adventure but don't want to gamble everything on a good time. I'm not saying it'll make your trip perfect, but it'll help make sure one bad twist doesn't turn your dream trip into a nightmare. So yeah, that's the story of how a busted knee nearly wrecked my ski trip, and how a tiny decision 2 days before flying saved me thousands. If you're planning a trip anywhere, just look it up. auras.insure. I'll drop the link in the description. You don't have to use it, but trust me, when you're lying in the snow wondering how you will afford to get home, you'll wish you did.